Hi everyone, thanks for watching my video today, and I hope it is inspiring and insightful, and anyways, let's get started. God left the world unfinished for man to work his skill upon. He left the electricity in the cloud, the oil in the earth. He left the rivers unbridged, forests uncut, and the cities unbuilt. God gives to man the challenge of raw materials, not the ease and comfort of finished things. He leaves the pictures unpainted, and the music unsung, and the problems unsolved, that man might know the joys and glories of creation. Thomas S. Monson. We reach the moon and are still enjoying the technologies and peace we brought by the Apollo missions. That same reason is why we should go to Mars. It will require the brightest minds and accumulation of resources. The consequences will be breathtaking. We will finally wean off petroleum. Earth's growing populations will have fresh water from the sea and a plentiful food supply. Wars will disappear amidst global cooperation. Every part of the world will be accessible by efficient transportation. This is the future I want to see. It is what I want my children to see. Let's go back to the Apollo missions. Because reaching the moon was a difficult task, we developed computers to help us calculate orbital trajectories. We now reap the rewards of those technologies. Some people watch movies on Netflix. Others use computers to find the cure for cancer. I am using a computer to take college classes, which could also calculate a trajectory for a moon mission. One thing that the Apollo missions helped develop was material that protected radar from hazardous environments. It now protects Doppler weather radar that protects us from tornadoes and hurricanes. It has saved countless lives and dollars. One side effect from beating the Russians to the moon was cooperation, as the Russians are stereotypically hard to work with. With that said, the USA built a $100 billion lab with their help. As you can see, reaching for the moon was beneficial to everyone, not just the guys who got to put their feet in the dust. Now let's talk about Mars. There are 3 processes that must be developed before we go to Mars. The first is fusion energy. The second is advanced propulsion, and the third is Martian-grown food. Most people know that fusion is the holy grail of energy. You take the most plentiful element in the universe, and then you smash 2 atoms together and you get a helium atom and energy. This technology could give us independence from petroleum. It will also power Mars-bound craft. It is still years away from a working prototype, and an aerospace company called Lockheed Martin recently stated they will have a working reactor in 10 years. This technology will do more than just power light bulbs in a spaceship. It has immense uses here on Earth. With the advent of fusion energy, advanced propulsion can come into existence. The current Mars trip would take 2 years. That can be cut down to 7 or even 3 months. Imagine airplanes that can fly farther and higher on fuel. Even our food supply will improve. If we learn how to grow crops on Mars, growing crops on Earth will be easy. In fact, that is happening now. The Wageningen University in the Netherlands recently grew crops in simulated Martian soil. Pretty cool, I thought so. With advanced LEDs developed in the space station, we can also grow food anywhere to feed growing populations. Imagine a world where countries spend money on discovery and not destruction. We have been given a small glimpse of what that looks like. Relations between the US and Russia have been rocky in the past, but there have been huge strides made with the space station. Imagine if the same cooperation happened in between Russia, the US, and all of our allies and old enemies. Imagine a world where international peace abounds. Sounds good, right? I think so as well. Now, how can I expedite research? That's probably what you're asking. That is the question I asked for myself as I wrote this speech. I first thought of governments. They have space agencies, but they change hands every 2 years, so NASA's budget is volatile, as we saw with the Constellation program. The best thing we can do is to buy stocks in defense/space exploration companies such as Lockheed Martin. The money goes straight to the researchers, and you might even get dividends in the end of the year. Can't get that with taxes. Doing this will help expedite that 10 years to fusion statement before. Reaching for Mars should be just as important as reaching the moon in 1969. If those 9 years had impacted the last 50 years so much, imagine what will happen when we get to the moon. We must reach for Mars to reach for Earth.